Hi guys, you're welcome to Hello Junior's Ideas. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to build an AI chat application using Django and React. The type of applications where you supply a prompt and the AI will give you a response. That is the type of application we'll be working on in this tutorial. The features we are going to be covering, we have modern UI. We are going to be using material UI to beautify the interface. Then the application we will integrate with Gemini AI, which is Google's AI. Then we will also cover Markdown rendering because Google's AI will be giving you the response in form of Markdown code. So we need a module that will convert this Markdown code to something readable for the audience. Sometimes it might be code which have to be displayed properly, tables. You want to tabulate something, it will be given in Markdown code. So we need to be able to render it properly as well. All will be covered in this tutorial. The prerequisites for this particular tutorial is Python 3.8 plus. You need Node.js. You need a basic knowledge of Django and React. Then you need Google AI Studio account for Gemini API key. We are going to be needing an API key from Gemini. So don't worry at all. I'll show you how to get your free API key when we get there. Then you need a code editor. I'm going to be using VS Code and Sublime for this tutorial, but whatever you are comfortable with is fine. So by the time you are checking this guide, the YouTube video link will be here, so don't worry about that. Let's quickly check a demo of the app that we want to build. If you scroll down somewhere, you are going to be seeing test responses. Okay, so these are some test responses we're going to be using to check the efficiency of the AI that we want to build. So what we want to do now, I'll go to my terminal, then I will run the backend. This is going to be the backend. So Python manage.py, then you run the server. Okay, the backend is running fine. Now the frontend npm run server. No, npm run dev. Sorry, npm run server is for create React app. Npm run dev is for Vite. So npm run dev. So I can copy this link and take it to this particular browser. Then so just give it some time to load. Okay, so this is what the app is going to look like eventually. So I can just come here, try to type something. How many countries do we have in Nigeria? No, in Africa rather. In Africa. So just you see this loading states, okay? There are 54 recognized sovereign states, countries in Africa. So come here and under test prompts, let us just I want to okay, let me just use this one. Then just come here and paste it. You will see it will format the response properly. To format the response properly because we are also going to be rendering Markdown in this particular project because the AI, what the AI will be giving us is Markdown code. So we have to look for a way to render the Markdown code properly. So that is exactly what is happening over here. You can see how this is rendered. You can see how it is rendered. So let me find, okay, write a Python function to calculate factorial. So run this one as well. Okay, you can see the way he formats it. You can see the way he formats it. So that is it basically. That is it. Let me take one more. Okay, write an SQL query to find duplicate records. So you paste it, then you run it. Write an SQL query to find duplicate records. Okay, so this is the query basically. And I think that will be all for the demo. This is exactly the app that we want to build. You can see different response formats. If it's your response is going to be containing code or you have to tabulate something, let me show you a demo of something we have to tabulate. Okay, in a table format. So copy this one, in a table format. So between rest and GraphQL in a table format, and you can see the scrolling. You can see the scrolling. So you can see the table format. You can see it over here, the table format. So it is because we can handle Markdown rendering in the application. That is why this table displays properly. So that will be all for the demo of the application. So let's move on with the tutorial. Now the architecture overview, what we want to work on, we are going to be using backend, Django for the backend, then React Vite for the front end. The backend is going to be featuring a REST API endpoint for prompt handling. When you send a prompt, we need an API from the backend that will receive the prompt and do the processing. Then also in the backend, we are going to be integrating with AI models. So we are going to be using a simple model at first, then we migrate to Gemini AI later. Then this user session management is optional. So you might want to include it on your end, but I won't be doing all that here. So for the front end, we are going to be having the prompt input area, a clean modern chat interface, the response display area, and the loading state. For example, when you send the prompt, you need to give the AI some time to generate the response. So there will be a loading state in the application, like for the waiting times. So let's just get into developing the application. I have a folder over here, this AI chat folder. The only thing in this folder at this moment is just this particular readme file. So this is the folder that I'll be using for my development. It's saying Django admin start project to create the Django project basically, but I like to create my backend in a virtual environment. Okay, I would have included it here, but it skipped my mind. So let's quickly go and work on it. Um, so open in terminal. Then in this terminal, I'm going to be doing virtual env. Then I can say AI underscore chat. So it has created the virtual env for me. If you open this, you can see the AI chat. Then moving on, cd AI chat. Then activate the virtual environment. No, dot bin slash activate. Okay, very good. So clear. Now I can start to install all the necessary packages inside this particular virtual environment. So I have to install. Actually, this is supposed to come here. This is supposed to come here. So this is supposed to be on top. Sorry about that. Hopefully, I'll correct it before you see this particular file. So paste this. Just give it some time to install. Okay, very good. Now the next thing we want to do is to create our Django project. So this is where we create our Django backend project. So come here, clear the terminal, paste the code. So this is going to create the project AI chat backend. So if you come here, you will see, if you open this, you see AI chat backend. So I will cd into AI chat backend ls. You see I have the manage.py and the AI chat backend folder. Now let me open this particular folder in Sublime. So this is the AI chat backend folder that we just created. You can see the folder over here. Then the next thing I want to do is to create the app. So you can see chat API. So copy the whole of this. Copy, come here, right click and paste it. So if you come to Sublime, you will see that this chat API have been added to the project. So that is it basically. So we've done this already. So we are going to be setting our configure the settings of py. We are going to be adding REST framework, course headers, and chat API as under installed apps. So copy the whole of this and take it to settings.py, then you come under installed apps and you just paste this. These are the REST framework, course headers, and chat API. These are the three apps that we are going to be adding to the installed apps. Then from there we are also going to be adding this course middleware after session middleware. Come here, after session middleware, this is session middleware over here. Let me increase the font size. So after session middleware, this is session middleware. Come and paste it. So you go back to the guide. Also, course allow all origins. For now we are going to be setting it to true, but please, if you read more about Django course headers, you will know how to add a list of all the eligible origins. For now I'll just set it to true so we can move on. So just right click, you copy, you come here and just put it here. So after doing that, now we have to go and create the API views. So this is the only view that we're going to be having. The view is going to accept the prompt, then it will generate a response and send it back. So copy the whole of this. That is what this view does. Come here, go to chat API, then you come under views. Let me just paste the whole of this here. So you can see process prompt, it will accept the request, then it will try to fetch the prompt. I don't know what to call this. It's going to be sent as a get request actually. So it will get the prompt key. Very good. The prompt key from the get request, try to fetch it. But if the prompt key doesn't exist, it will just take it as an empty string. So it will stimulate AI processing. When we integrate Gen AI, um, at some point we are going to be integrating Gemini AI into this particular project. So that time we will write a proper response algorithm over here. For now, I just want to use it as a placeholder. So when the request comes, the backend will sleep for just a minute, for a second rather. Then after sleeping for a second, it will generate this particular response, which is basically I received your prompt, then the prompt the user sent, then after that this is a simulated response. Okay, then it will return that response with the http status of 200. Okay, so that is basically what is happening here. Moving on, we have the urls.py. Copy. For the chat API I have to create a new folder. So new folder, and the name of the folder is going to be, no, actually it's going to be a file. So new file, save it. I'm going to be saving this as urls.py. So control V. Don't forget that this is under chat API. This is under chat API. I think this is relatively easier to do with VS Code, but I like to use my VS Code for only front end. That's why I'm using this for the backend. So API slash process prompt, and the name is going to be process underscore prompt, and this is going to be, this particular view over here is the view that we have over here. So this is the urls.py file. Now we have to look for a way to hook this urls.py into AI chat backend urls.py. And how do we do that? Path slash include. So then just say path, this path, an empty string, comma, include chat API dot urls. That is exactly what we have over here. Include chat API dot urls. That is it. That is it. So just save this one. Cancel. So just save this one, and when you're done saving it, and I think that is all with the backend. I think that is all with the backend. So basically what the backend does now is that it will accept a prompt from the user, then it will generate this response over here, then it will send it back to the user. I'll Let's just finish this, then I'll show you how to integrate the Gen AI. Also, if what you have is any other AI that you can use, you can easily just plug it into this particular function. But for now, let's just move on. Then let's work on the front end. For the front end, we are going to be using Vite, like I said in the beginning. So if you come back to the terminal, this is my backend over here. It is done. If you come back to the terminal, let me create another. So this is chat backend. So um, cd. So then ls. Okay, very good. The readme, the folder where I have the readme is where I want to have the AI backend, front end rather. So this is the backend basically. If you come to the folder, you will see that this is the backend. I want to create the front end now. So come back to the guide and copy the whole of this AI chat front end. So to get the AI chat front end, just right click and paste it. Then you run the code. It will create the AI chat front end immediately. You can see the AI chat front end over here. This is the AI chat front end. So come back here, see the AI chat front end, copy. So come here, paste. Basically, I'm navigating into the AI chat front end folder. If you do ls, you will see the package.json, src, and all these other ones. So for now, let me open this in VS Code, clear. So code. So this is the AI chat frontend folder. Why this is the backend over here? Okay, this is the backend and this is the front end. So moving on, normally I would like to delete everything that we have over here. That is what I would like to do for a start. So I'll be creating all the files one after the other as I need them. So let me just delete the src folder, move it to trash, then you create the src folder again. So I have an empty src folder. Come back here and let me install all the dependencies. Axios is what we are using to launch request to the backend, which is Django. Then these are all for styling. Okay, these are all for styling. So copy the whole of this and bring it here. So just give it some time to install all the packages that we're going to be needing for the user interface. Just give it some time. So all the packages are now installed. Now we can move on. If you check the folder, you will see node modules, this new folder that got added. If you come under package.json, you will see all the packages that got installed, all the packages that got installed. So don't forget the src folder for now is still empty, so let's just move on. Now let's start with the chat component. Okay, the chat component. So we are going to be creating this chat interface.jsx file. Copy, then paste it. Now let's copy the whole of this and I'll explain the code line by line. I'll explain the code line by line. So this is I said we are going to be using Material UI for this particular project for the front end. Majority of what is happening on the front end is handled using Material UI. So this is Material UI basically. These are the elements that we are importing from Material UI. So I know that you may not be a Material UI person, but basically these are the elements that we are importing from Material UI. Now these are the state variables that we are using. Okay, I have one that is keeping track of the prompt that the user is sending. I have one that is keeping track of the messages as they are coming, both the one that is sent by the user and the one that is sent from the server. Then we also have the state to track if it is loading. If it is loading, for example, when the user sends a prompt, there will be a loading period of 1 second. So that period while it is loading. Now there is a scroll to bottom functionality such that when you send a message and the viewport is already filled with messages, it will automatically scroll to the bottom of that particular the chat box itself. So and you can see the use effect. Immediately a new message is sent, it will scroll itself to the bottom. Now handle submit basically, if you come to the elements themselves, I think this one is just the box. Then this is a text that is going to be reading AI assistant, just the same way you can have H1, H2, H3 and all that. That is what this is going to be doing. Then we have this is going to be the chat box. This is going to be the chat box. So where you have different background color for the avatar. If it is the user that is sending a prompt, this is going to be the color. But if it is the AI that is sending that particular message as in response back to the user, then this is going to be the background color. So the message sender as well, if it is the user, you are going to be having you, but if it is the AI response from the server, then you're just going to be having AI over here. So apart from that, we also have the message being sent itself, which is this message dot text over here. So apart from that, we have the send icon somewhere here. Okay, I think this is it. The text field, yes, this is the text field where you're going to be typing your prompt, the prompt that you want to send to the AI. This is the text field where you are going to be sending the prompt. Then this is the send button. This is the send icon over here. Okay, so this is the send icon over here. You can just check the picture to see what the interface is going to be looking like. So if you check the app demo, you will see what the interface is going to be looking like. So that is what is happening here. So now back to this where is it, this handle submit. When you click on this button over here, when you click on this button over here, this send icon, when you click on it, or when you on submit, basically the text field, when you submit whatever is happening over here, when you type a prompt and you submit it either by clicking on the send icon or by pressing enter on your keyboard. So this is what happens. It will first of all prevent default. Then after preventing default, it will try to trim the prompt in case you are having white spaces at the beginning or at the end. So if it cannot find a valid character in your request, then it will just return. So it will now try to get that user message. It will format it into a dictionary where you have the text and the prompt, the text and the sender. Okay, the text and the sender. So it will also set messages. So basically, it will update the message that we have on the chat box. It's going to be updating the message. Then it's going to be setting the prompt as this. After updating it, then it will set its loading to true. Okay, now this particular prompt will be sent to the backend. Don't forget, this is the backend over here. This is the views.py. This prompt is going to be looking for a get parameter called prompt. If you come to the front end, you will see that prompt is what is being sent over here. The prompt, it is being sent to API slash process prompt. And if you come to this place, if you come to urls.py, you can see API slash process prompt. If you come here, you see that it is the root domain of the backend. So this will automatically take API slash process prompt. It will feed the prompt into this particular view. Okay. So moving on, it will now say const AI message equal to test. Then the response that we got from the AI, it is going to be formatting it into a dictionary totally. So the sender is going to be AI, then it will update the message as well. So basically, in this particular method over here, function over here, the AI is populating the message box. But on this particular, the AI is populating the message box while the user is populating the message box here. Okay. So after setting the message, it will return. But if for one reason or the other there is an error, it will just say error processing your request. Okay, and the sender is going to be AI. Then finally, it will set the loading to false. The reason we are having finally here is whenever the whole of this is done executing, it will try to execute this. If you run into any errors, it will come and execute this one. But whether it runs into any error or not, it will execute finally. Okay, so that is what is happening in the chat interface. Now, the next one that we are going to be creating is just the app.jsx. So this is the app.jsx. Come here, create the file app.jsx. So come here to copy the content of app.jsx and paste it. So we are going to be using Material UI for the front end, the theming, everything, like I said initially. So this is us creating a new theme. The primary main color is going to be this, and the secondary main color is going to be this. Okay, so and everything is coming from Material UI. Now this chat interface is coming from this particular chat interface that we created initially. So if you open your app.gsx, you can see the CSS baseline coming from Material UI. Then we also have the chat interface, which is this interface over here. So that is it basically. Now we can create the main.gsx file. I think that should be, yes, this is the main.gsx file. Copy and paste main.gsx. So for this main.gsx file, copy this. So you can save this as well. And I think the front end is completed temporarily. So I will run the backend, then I'll run the front end, then we'll see what we have. So this is the place where we are working on the backend. If I say ls, you can see it, chat backend, chat API manage.py, which is exactly what we have at the root folder. API AI chat backend, chat API and manage.py. So I can run my server from here because that is where I have manage.py. So just Python manage.py. I'll run my server. You can see the server is now running. This DB SQLite, just ignore for now. So after this, then I'll just say npm run dev to run the front end. You can see npm run dev to run the front end server. Paste. Okay, let me copy this link. Then, okay, let me open this particular web browser. Let me open this particular web browser. So paste the link to front end there, or index.css from main.gsx. I think there's an error somewhere. Sorry about that. So save this and come back here. Okay, very good. So you can see the AI chat assistant. So this particular interface, AI chat assistant, if you come to compare it with this chat interface, you will see the code that is responsible for the text. You can see the paper here, which is this portion over here. This portion over here. That is the paper. Then we have the box that is responsible the for this, basically for this, type your prompt and whatsoever. So now let us go ahead to test it. I can just come here and say hi. If I press enter, you can see you hi. I received your prompt hi. This is a simulated response. At the moment, anything we feed into the AI is what the AI will give us back. If you check this is the view that is responsible for it. This view over here is what is responsible for it. Anything we feed into the AI at this moment is exactly what we are getting back from the AI. So come back here, just say how are you doing today. You see, how are you doing today is exactly what we are getting. Okay, um how is today going for you? uh, I'm just thinking of something. So you see, one more time, exactly what we are feeding into the AI is what the AI is giving back to us. Now let us modify the function that is responsible for these responses, okay, so that it will be giving us accurate data every time we try to ask something. For example, how many states are in United States of America? You see, it is not answering anything for now. It is just returning this simulated response. Okay, now let's go to work on this particular function now, so that it will be returning AI generated content. If you come back here, you will see the enhancement. Under the enhancement, it is saying that you should get API key from Google AI Studio. Okay, you go to Google AI Studio to get your Gemini API key. So if you do this, let me copy this link address. Come here. So basically, you can just try to visit that particular link. If you visit the link, it will ask you to log in your Google account definitely. So just log in your Google account. You will get to this particular interface. So it is asking you to try Gemini or get API key. So just click on get API key. So you can just give your consent. So after giving your consent, what you want to do is to create an API key. Okay, just click on create API key. Then after clicking on create API key, if you have any existing projects in your Google Cloud Console, then it will tell you to create an API key for that Cloud Console, or just create API key in a new project, which is what I will advise. So create API key for a new project. Now this API key that you want to create, I think you'll be able to copy it only once. So you make sure that you save it very well. Okay, so just copy the API key. Now what you want to do is to come here somewhere. No, this is the front end. Come here. I can just come here somewhere and say API underscore key equal to, let me just create a string like this. So now the next thing I want to do, um, since I've gotten my API key, I don't need this anymore. I can just close. Then you can see the API key over here. You can see the API key over here. So I'm done with Gemini AI. Now you want to copy this particular code over here. When you copy it, no, come to the backend. Let me do this. I'll comment this one out. I'll comment this one out. Then come here. No, I want to keep the two of them. I want to keep the two of them so you see the difference. You can see this one, we are processing prompts, and it's an API view. Only the post method is accepted over here. Then you can see the prompt. Okay, so this is the prompt that the user is supplying. Now we need to get our client, which is the Gen AI client. There is a mistake over here. Import. We are supposed to install Gen AI. We are supposed to import Gen AI. For us to be able to use this Gen AI, we need to go to install Google Gen AI PyPI. I'm trying to get the PyPI page. Okay, so this is the page over here. Okay, pip install Google Gen AI. So this is what we want to install for Google Gemini AI, for us to be able to use it in our project. So let me clear my terminal. So pip install Google Gen AI. It will install the Google Gen AI package so that we can come here and import it. So from Google, import Gen AI. So come to the backend, from Google, import Gen AI. So this is Gen AI over here. So this is Gen AI over here. So this is our API key. We'll bring the API key here. Okay, so everything is now set. Now after getting our this is going to create a Gen AI client for us. So response client, models, then generate content. The model of Gemini AI that we want to use is the Gemini 2.0 Flash. So the prompt that the user is sending us is what we want to feed into that particular model. Then the model will generate a response for us. That response, we are going to be getting the text. Okay, the text key in the response will be coming in form of a dictionary. So the text key is what we need as the AI response. Now that AI response, we are sending it back to the front end, okay, with a status of http 200 ok. But if we encounter any errors, then we just return the error as a response with 500 internal server error. Okay, so save this and see if this is done installing. Okay, okay, I think this is done installing, which is the Gen AI. Very good, the Google Gen AI. So it is done installing. Clear and Python manage.py, then run server. Okay, so this is my API key. I think everything is good to go. Don't forget, I've commented this one out, so it's not having any effects basically. Now let's go back to our front end. This is the backend server, this is the front end server. Both of them are working fine. So this is the front end over here. Let me reload. So I can just say how many states are in United States of America. So it is still loading, just trying to load the response. You can see there are 50 states in the United States of America. So this is working fine now, and it is the Gemini AI model that is giving this response. But we have one final thing that we are supposed to do to make our app complete. Gemini AI, like most AI models, is going to be giving us Markdown. Okay, now that Markdown that is going to be giving us, we have to render it properly in React for it to make sense. For example, if you come to the guide, I have some test prompt over here. Write a function to calculate, write a Python function to calculate factorial, for example. If you come here, copy this, you can use any of them actually. So copy this function, come to the front end and just type it here. So we'll just wait for the AI model. Okay, look at what it's giving me. This is Markdown basically. This is Markdown basically. This is Markdown. So I have to look for a way to format this particular Markdown so that the user that is using the application will be able to make meaning of what the AI is giving. Originally, what the AI will be giving us back is Markdown code. So we have to look for a way to render the Markdown to make it sensible to the person that will be using the application basically. Now, how do we do that? Very simple. Come to the front end and we'll start by installing these particular packages so that the Markdown. These are the dependencies of the Markdown. So let me start by copying this. We go to our terminal, close the terminal and paste it. So you give it some time to install these dependencies. Okay, while this is installing, I'll come here, Markdown renderer. You create a file, Markdown renderer.jsx. Copy, come here, then create the file, Markdown renderer.jsx. Come back here and copy this code over here, bring it here. Now, a lot of jargons is going on here, but I'll try to explain it bit by bit. So particular this particular package is used basically to render markdowns. Okay, apart from that, you need to actually do a lot of customization in the package itself for the markdown to render properly. For example, I'm using Dracula theme as the syntax highlighter. For if there is code in the response I'm getting from the AI, I'm going to be using Dracula theme for the code. So this is for so many different parts of the markdown. Okay, so if you are rendering code, this is what is responsible for the way the code is going to be rendered. Then if you are rendering a paragraph, this is what is going to be responsible for the way the paragraph will be rendered. Okay, so there are so many customizations you can do to this particular code here, but I'll just leave it like this for now. So create my, okay, let's check if this is done installing. Okay, this is done installing. So okay, I think the Markdown renderer is good to go now. I'm going to be updating chat interface. If you come to chat interface, this is chat interface over here. If you look at this state variables, you will see the prompt. Okay, you will see the prompt and you also see messages. Now, if you come to look at the response when Asios sends a post request to the backend, it's going to be supplying the user's prompt. Now, the AI message, okay, response or data the response, the sender is going to be AI. Now, one thing that we have to do is that under this paper element over here, if you come under typography, okay, um, if you come under secondary for the list item text, under secondary, now this typography over here, we will have to delete it. Let me comment it out for now. We will have to delete it. Then we are going to be using, what we are doing initially is that we are just rendering it more like using H1 to render it. What we are doing initially is something like this, not like using H1. Then we say message dot text. That is what we are doing basically initially, okay, with this typography that is here. But now I want to use this markdown to render it. I want to use this markdown to render it. So what would I do? I will just do something like this. Markdown renderer. Markdown renderer. Normally it's supposed to suggest it for me. I don't know why it's not suggesting it. Markdown renderer. Renderer. Okay. Let me do it manually since that is what it wants. So copy, or I can just copy it from here to save me time. So just copy this one, then bring it here. Markdown renderer. Then you come and copy the whole of this. Now initially what we are rendering is message.text, but now we have to add this regular expression, this replace regular expression over here, so that it will format the new lines particularly. There are so many customizations that can actually go into this, but this is what we will be using for now. So copy, then you come to the front end, come under list item text. Now this secondary content over here, you will delete everything that is there and you paste this. So let me just, to make it look nice, so save this. Now markdown renderer is what is rendering the text. Now initially what we were having is typography rendering it, but now it is markdown renderer, this custom markdown renderer that is rendering it. So let us try to run that particular function again. Come here, write a Python function to calculate factorial. So come to the front end and let us reload. Oh sorry, my server is down. Okay, this is my server. So we'll just check it once more. We're still trying to load the server. Okay, yeah, it's up. Now let me paste this. Then I'll run this. So it is going to load and load and load and load. Then it will display the response very soon. Okay, very good, very good, very good. Now you see the way it displays it. You see the way it displays it. The def factorial calculates the factorial of a non-negative integer. You can just see the way it does this. Okay, this is the regular way to calculate factorial. Now it's showing you a recursive way to do the same thing. You can see the way it displays this code over here. You can see the key improvements, the explanations, and how to use it. So this works just fine. This works like perfectly. So let me pick up one of these prompts again. You can use any prompt you want actually. I'm just giving examples over there. So list countries in Africa with their capitals. So you can see all the countries. These were going to be displayed normally as Markdown, but because of our Markdown renderer, it is displaying everything normally. Okay, this is Nigeria, this is Abuja, Niger, Niamey, Mozambique, and every other country over here. So let me just pick up one more prompt. So compare REST versus GraphQL in table formats. Come here and run it. So just give it some time. Okay, you can see the way it tabulates the response. REST versus GraphQL, and so many other things that you can do with this. Come on, and so many other things that you can do with this. You can ask the AI how many states are in United States of America, or maybe in Nigeria, since I've done United States of America before. Run it, and you see there are 36 states in Nigeria. So this works perfectly. This works perfectly. This works perfectly. Um, so the provided UI uses Material UI for a clean professional look, and for different screen sizes, I believe a little optimization will adapt this particular interface to different screen sizes. Just a little optimization. So apart from that, these are some future improvements that you can add. You can add user authentication so that you can store all these chats between a particular user, just like you have in regular chat GPT, so that you'll be able to store it. You can save chat history. You can implement streaming responses the same way you have it in all these other ones. You can also implement light mode and dark mode and rate limiting like you have in chat GPT. So when you are ready, you configure your course properly. Okay, instead of allowing all origins, if you come here, come under chat backend settings, you can see this course allow all origins. If you are ready to deploy, make sure that you are setting this to ensure maximum security. Then, and that will be the end of the tutorial basically. So we've built a full stack AI chat application with Django backend, React, Vite frontend, Gemini AI, Markdown rendering, and we also have a professional UI now. So if you found this useful, please you can share this with your network. By the time you'll be looking at this particular README file, this particular guide, you'll be getting the link here. So this is the link over here. Okay, I don't remember to add it while recording, but this is what you'll be seeing here during your time. So and we'll be happy if you can support the channel by starting this repository. If you have any issues with the tutorial, please, the comment section is open, and if you have any improvement that you would like to suggest for the video, please, you can just use the comment section as well. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and share this project on your socials. You can also share it. So thank you very much for staying till the end of the tutorial. Happy coding. If you have any questions or you need any further enhancements, please, the comment section is open, and our email is also on the channel. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.